Sometimes clients ask me, they're worried about starting a podcast and worried about being able to think of the content to come up with. And before you even think about that, the first thing to think about is, who is my client and how do I get them to notice me? Who is my audience and how do I get them to notice me? And then from there, you can come up with content quite easily.
Hello, I'm Olivia De Sousa. I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I'm a content and podcast expert. I support visionary entrepreneurs and leaders passionate about living with purpose. Join me as we explore podcasting, life, business, and authenticity. Subscribe for meaningful conversations with a business buddy who gets what it's like. Welcome to Magnetic Pod. I'm stepping in the next level me. I'm here to be every...
So first thing to do is you've got to think about who it is that you help. So, and part of understanding that to me is understanding yourself. I think we can get caught up in marketing terms, and it is true that the key to marketing is knowing who your audience is and how they can notice you. But start with you, because you understand yourself, right? And you understand what you stand for. So, for example, just say that you are here as a parent coach, and you're very passionate about that. Then you're automatically going to know who your audience is and what you stand for, and that's going to work into the kind of content you make. If you were, say, someone in a medical field, that you might care about a particular problem that you solve, and certain people in a certain age bracket might deal with the thing that you help them with, and that would inform the kind of problems they have, and you would know that because that's your business and you're doing it every day. So I think it's just a matter of thinking who you help and keeping it simple. So just reminding yourself of the thing that you do every day, which is your job. Most people that I deal with are doing content that relates to their job or their business. So, you could be someone that teaches how to homeschool, and you would know that you're passionate about it, and you can talk about it without having to think about it too hard because you're passionate about it and you do it every day. And you can start to think about, oh, okay, well, there's Wendy, who's got a neurodiverse kid that doesn't fit into the cookie cutter education system, and they face this and this and this, and they don't fit into the box, but there's other sides to their kid that I can see, and there are different approaches, and working with their different approach to find their strength, because just because they don't, like you, once you got into thinking about who you help and why you're passionate about it, the rest will come. So, and from there, you just think about the problems that you solve. So, and I think a key thing that's helpful is to, when you actually are dealing in real life with your clients, to take the 5 minutes before you get into the next thing on your to-do list, and to just reflect on what you've just shared. So if you've had a meeting with a client, or you've sent an email to a client, or had any sort of interaction with a client, take a moment and notice what that is. What have you been asked? What have you had to let someone know about? What advice have you had to give somebody? And your answers are right there in the things that you do day in, day out, helping people. And so you offer solutions every day, and that's the kind of stuff you can put in your content. And I think people can be, like I've spoken about recently, people can be nervous about putting that out in the public arena, but you don't want to keep it a secret. You don't want to keep a secret what your knowledge is. That's the stuff that's gold. That's the stuff that makes people know that you know what you're talking about, and that's what you put in your podcast episodes. Apart from that, you can also just keep an eye out for what's happening. You can look in social media, in Facebook groups. If there are Facebook groups that are around the thing that you talk about, you can see what are the most often asked questions, and You can even ask some of them or answer some of them in there, but you can also take notice and make podcast episodes. You can also Google. When you Google your topic, you can scroll down and you can see people also asked this, this, and this. That'll come up on the Google page, and so you know people are asking about it. And you can also check out your competition. What are they talking about? And that doesn't mean to say you'll say the same thing, because you can't. Well, actually, you can. I know people do copy each other, but what's even better if you have your own spin, your own take, your own opinion. You might not agree with what the competition says, but you can see what they're talking about, and you can differentiate yourself by having your own spin on it. So yeah, those would be the main things. And I think as well as that, you can just add some of yourself in there. Just share some of who you are and your behind the scenes, and not every single episode that you make has to be the one, because sometimes you won't know. Sometimes you might be surprised, and one that you thought, oh, meh, that's the best I could do that day, might be the one that gets more interest. Or all of them together add to a collection and to a repertoire, and they all add to building a relationship with your listeners. And it's not one episode standalone. So make lots, make mistakes, be imperfect, listen to feedback, take note of what you're talking about in your day-to-day and what's happening in your industry and what you learn day-to-day, and share that. And yeah, that's it in a nutshell, and then just keep going. So if you've got any questions that you'd like, or anything that you'd like to know for future episodes, please drop me a line. All the contact details are in the show notes, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I'm stepping in the next level me. I'm here to be everything I can be. Like a snake, I'm shedding my skin to be my wild next level me. I'm stepping in the next level me. I'm here to be everything I can be. Give you whiplash when you turn around and see me go again. Next level me. It's time to be.
Hello, it's Livy here. Have you ever wondered about what the key elements are that make a podcast truly stand out? Or maybe you're thinking about starting your own special podcast and feel a bit overwhelmed and don't know where to start? Well, I have something for you. Introducing the Ultimate Podcast Checklist. Da, 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 da. It's a step-by-step guide that covers everything from the initial brainstorming to advanced growth strategies. It's the perfect companion for both new and seasoned podcasters. And the best part, it's absolutely free. Da, 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 da. To grab your copy, simply head to the show notes of this episode and you will find a direct link there, and then away you go. Remember, every podcast started with that initial spark and the right resource, so let the Ultimate Podcasting Checklist be yours.